Hey everyone, Nick Savage here again with Us Legendary Gods. Continuing on from last week, we are still on chapter 1. Um, so, let's continue. I am currently in one of my living rooms. I say it like I'm fucking rich. Currently in one of the rooms. To this side of me is my kitchen. These are my grow lights. We have some parsley, oregano, and basil growing right there. And then that's a little dining, like breakfast nook area. And that is a puzzle I did of Lord of the Rings map and stuff. Very fun puzzle to do. And then this way is the actual living room. But that said, moving on. The morning light outside beams down on the parking lot as Scarlett walks away from a blue Camaro with black racing stripes. Bless you, Barney. That is my cat. He is around. She waves goodbye to the two boys standing there. In a black graphic t-shirt for the metal group The Atlas Moth, poised in a pitcher stance, stands the prized possession of the Maine West Haven High varsity baseball team and captain, Connor DeSalvo. His shoulder-length sandy brown hair waves in the wind. Connor stands a few feet from his car ready to throw a slow-pitch knuckleball to his counterpart and lifelong friend Jack Taylor. Jack has always been second to Connor in baseball, but they have made their mark together, and that's how Connor feels it should be. After all, it was practicing side by side on the field and in the streets that Jack helped develop Connor's gyro, shuto, and knuckleball to the point of both being scouted for college scholarships. These quiet morning moments are more than just regular pitch practices. They are relaxed moments between two lifelong friends where they can both breathe easier. No coach lurching over their No coach lurching over their shoulders. I think it meant lurking, but lurching works, right? That's one of the things you get to do when you go back and read shit is go, is that what I meant? Lurching over their shoulders. These are the moments Connor can wear his ripped jeans and jack his Linkin Park shirts. No catcher's mask and pads, no batters to worry about, just two friends hanging out. Okay. Small little thing here, since this is kind of an author commentary. The reason Connor wears the Atlas Moth and Jack wears the Linkin Park is because Jack is, throughout the series, a counterpart, as I say, to Connor, and almost a milder version. And I don't want to say lesser because Jack is by no means less of a person, but Jack looks up to Connor and isn't quite there yet. And, well, I love Linkin Park. They are not as heavy as some other bands like the Atlas Moth. So it's just kind of one of those moments, one of those little things that you get to see. Connor watches for the signal as they stand in a semi-crowded parking lot. They toss balls every morning here, never a care in the world. No other people around as Scarlett disappears into the school at the other end of the lot. I have a Chicago accent that comes out sometimes. Connor hand combs through his hair and unties the flannel from around his waist for better pitching momentum. He tosses it aside. What the heck is 4 down, then 1 whirly finger? Connor shrugs at Jack, losing his pitching stance. Well, Jack starts in his usual stammer. I thought we were agreed that would, well, be a low gyro. Connor returns to his pitching stance. Right, forgot we changed the signal, my bad. Connor winds up and throws one at Jack, who catches it without a problem. To Connor and Jack, baseball has always been fun. A sport to play to kill time and procrastinate from studies. Neither thought their senior year would revolve around picking a college to play for, but that's how it turned out. So they take these morning moments to remember where their love for the game came from. 2-person games of catch in street clothes and no one around to tell them how they're doing it wrong. How many more days do you think we have? Jack asks. What do you mean? Connor returns the question. Jack stands up and tosses the ball. I mean of this. He gestures around. Well, not really having any responsibility. His voice rises in pitch with each word of the last sentence. Connor winds up and tosses the ball back to him. As long as we want, bro. As long as we want. And they both know moments like these have a shelf life, especially if they don't go to the same college. So the boys take them as often as they can. Jack tosses the ball back to Connor, but the throw gets away from Jack. The two watch as the ball flies through the passenger side of a window of a red Ford Focus. No alarm sounds and no one else is around to hear the glass shatter. I can read. The two gape at each other for a moment and run to the car. So Connor has a blue Mustang. This is a red Ford Focus. Don't go looking for any deep metaphorical meaning in it being a red Ford Focus. I just needed a lower end model of something everyone knows, and everyone knows Ford, and I went with the Focus. Chose red because why the fuck not? But their friendship also isn't supposed to have any undertones. Growing up, you know, especially if you remember like the old SNL skits of the ambiguously gay duo and stuff like that. Nothing like that. Just two bros, more of a bromance, you know. Connor, bro, like, oh, Jack, sorry. Connor, bro, like, well, what do we do? Jack looks around in a not at all inconspicuous manner. Connor reaches into the car and grabs the ball. He too looks around, seeing that their misdemeanor went unnoticed. Tell no one. It was an accident. I don't have the money to replace that. Worry and concern weigh heavy in his words. Replace what? Nothing happened, Connor assures Jack. Head inside. I'm going to make sure we're safe. Jack nods in agreement, grabs his backpack, and starts walking in. It just got away from me. Connor nods in an understanding gesture that sends Jack jogging toward the school. My alliteration gets me when I read. As Jack hurries off, Connor looks around the lot, seeing no one. He reaches for his wallet and pulls out 520s, the majority of his 2 weeks' pay working part-time at a local pet store. Young Mr. DeSalvo opens up the glove box and puts the money inside. He just hopes it's enough to pay for the repair. And that is that. It's one of the few times we actually hear about Connor's part-time job or after-school job, whatever you want to call it. And it's because it never really became important in the series, but the idea that he works for a pet store plays into the fact that, like, because he's part of the society he is, he's more drawn towards like animals or whatever. It's nothing nefarious. It's just kind of like it's supposed to be a little like Easter egg type thing. But that being said, I will see you next week.